Good morning, everyone. So we had CPI news today, but you know, as opposed to other CPI events that we had in the previous months, this one was quite chill, I would say. I mean, yeah, it's still a 300 plus bib move candle, but you know, nothing really special happened after that. Okay, here is our first presented FVG. It just got formed now. And we have an SMT divergence at the highs here with the 90-minute quarters. By the looks of it, I'm thinking I'd like to wait and see what silver is gonna do, because obviously it's gonna be the first one reaching into the low, you know, pre-market open low here at 610. And I want to see what it's gonna do there, if it's gonna have any sort of reaction whatsoever.
order filled.
Okay, so seems to be getting a nice rejection here, and also price on gold dropped again inside the new week open gap. Or it just completely filled the whole thing again, so dropping from the high of the new week open gap all the way down to the low of the new week open gap. Also, if you go to the 15 minutes chart, you're going to see that pre-New York Open, price had a drop under the low of the London kill zone, and we created this nice 15-minute bullish FVG, which we then dropped into and then created another bullish FVG, the one at 8:30. And price is just rejecting again from here. Now, I would like to see, because again, there is this SMT divergence going on again. And if we could get a 5-minute bullish fair value gap being created here, that would be amazing. Because this is a 90-minute SMT, which means that we need to have a confirmation on the 5 minutes. Probably we're going to get like a potential earlier entry if we get to, you know, inverse the first presented FVG at 937. If we could get price to break above, you know, create a new high, that'll basically confirm that we're likely to push higher. Now, I don't know if you noticed yesterday, before that miserable drop, we had a nice accumulation here at the highs. So we have really SMT buy side sitting right here at 50.83, 50.84-ish. right now, given the fact that we're inside the 1 minute first presented FVG 937, to consider that inversed, I'd like to see price create a BISI on the 15 seconds. If I don't get to see that, then we're likely going to continue to push lower or, to be pulled lower. So either 15-second BISI out of the bearish FVG, the first presented FVG, or a 15-second SIBI out of that for a continuation lower. And yeah, when the market doesn't play by the rule of creating fair value gaps, it's not a lot that we can do about it. You know, judging by this sell side sweep here, under true day open, under true New York open, going back above the new week open high, I'm gonna maintain a bullish bias. If we could just invalidate, inverse the first presented FVG. Okay, so I've got my 15-second BISI out. That 1 minute first presented FVG. But I do need a rejection from there and don't seem to be getting it so far. I'm probably gonna wait for a little more information here, you guys, because I'm equally biased on both sides, and when that happens, it's no good. So I just have to wait for a little bit more information because at this point, nothing's clear for me. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna wait a little longer. It's Friday and I shouldn't be rushing into things. Weekly candle just looks really weird looking candle. Only thing that draws my attention is the fact that we had and you know, it's not a little thing, but the only thing that right now draws my attention is the fact we have this SMT divergence at the highs here. where gold took out previous week's high, silver did not. Apart from that, not really anything that is relevant at this point. And this is the SMT for anyone who might be wondering. Anyone with a sane mind would say, oh, this is just a pullback, but I'm viewing things a little bit differently. The reason for that being this bullish fair value gap here on the 1 hour, which we also moved out of by creating a 5-minute VISI, which is this one over here. And taking out the sell side inside that VISI really makes me think bullish. Also, I'm looking at the news candle, okay? I'm looking at the news candle, especially on silver, because on gold, it is relevant, but not that relevant as it is on silver. So I'm looking at the news candle, which went up, didn't really take that much buy side. Like I would have liked to see it take out London kill zone high, but it did not do that. And right now we're breaking under the swing low created just before the news event, just before the CPI release. And right now price seems to be rejecting from there. So hence my my current bullish bias plus the sequential SMT divergence here. And however it is, like price is right now really sort of like stuck inside a small little range. And until we're breaking above 935, it's not, validation is going to be broken out of to the downside. If we're going to see it push lower, I need to see a bearish FVG being created here as a means of, breaking out of that 1-minute consolidation. That's what I'd like to see. So either break 1-minute range with M1 SIBI for shorts. Or break, what was that? That was 935. 935 high with VISI. Wait for pullback for longs. Okay, so either one of these is going to be my sort of like confirmation that we're either headed for the, because right now price is just deciding for a drawn liquidity, right? Every time price is in a range, you have to think in terms of waiting to break from the range to see where the drawn liquidity is. And obviously just a simple break will not do it. So you can't just put a pending order here to go long as soon as this high is broken, for example, because that has to be proven to be a run on liquidity and not just a sweep of liquidity. So you need continuation to push higher, not just a poke above that level, your order gets filled and that's it. Hi, what helped you with over trading? The pain of losing. I think you're gonna stop over trading when the pain of losing is gonna be greater than the pain of not continuing the trade after a loss. Okay, so we seem to be creating a busy here to break out of that consolidation, but I would like to see if that's gonna hold as a support. The 5-minute candle just closed, and the SPY closing quite bullish. I don't really like how this next candle, which just opened, is just pulling back so close to this candle high. I'd like to see price, showing the willingness to create a busy here on the 5 minutes. Which means that this would be better if we don't fill that fair value gap. Believe it or not, the futures contract did not take out that swing high at 935. Okay, so it doesn't really seem to want to leave a 5-minute BC behind. But it's going to be really important to see if price will have any bullish reaction from this BC.
pre-market through ES. And then since that, like we took out that low. We got Asia high. And did a quick delivery. We took out the Asia high like 30 minutes ago, right? 30 minutes ago, it's still really strong. This is pretty low. So for example, I don't feel comfortable going along here, and stop here. We can talk about steel soup, right? Like the big shape, guys. So we're going to show this on 5, yes. Beyond 2 points, and then now it's increasing that to go higher. So it's not logical today. However, it's always others. It's pretty simple. It's like 15, that's 30. That's like a 50 action.
Okay, so we got an inverted here, 1008. I would like to see, though, the first presented FVG to be reclaimed in order for me to go short.
Order filled. Order filled.
Okay, in shorts. Stop loss goes just above this candle.
All day. Like I would like to see the trade on 4 hour. This is my side, it's 4 hour FG, but yeah, with how powerful the day the update history was, you can expect there to be some wall each day. How does this say today? So anyway, I would like to trace years to go down, but not really get much of that. I agree. 4 hour, we react quite well since 4 hour. So I'm going to see this wins. So the point was, the high chapter, probably either look for the trace towards there, or it drop towards the medium low, but it was previously was lower, but it was the way that it started out market. So they want to reverse it right? So anyway, neutral slash bullish, and that pretty neutral, I'll just do kind of the high time 5 and 15. 15 later, 8.
Not really happy though with the trade. Rather with how it's going.
Two tight stops in ranges that's very still very low, cheap lows. Come back to slow down again. So that's what I say. I'm not just looking at the 1 minute watch here, big stop here. Still trust the price too. That's all it does. And there's the buy. So I look the personally. And so, yeah, it does. I feel like there's still time to get long. Or that my side, all of them. But like I would want this 5-minute candle off state to go and start closing higher. Because letting higher highs I would just basically looking both ways right now. It's really come back a little bit split. Go back to OT, so it's like when it's going all one trade stops here again, just went down, keep the liquidity there. But yeah, they just said the short term trades, but I'm on the time frame. We just broke all key levels yesterday in 4 hour. I look for more bearish price action next week. So I'm kind of okay by this one. It's high resistance, liquidity, runs, create lows, clear, that's it. But right now, you just keep loading, equal lows, should higher, back low, which is lows there. What's up that thing?
I'm not really happy with the strength that gold is showing, so I'm just gonna collapse the trade, you guys. So I'm out the trade with a minor loss. Because the first presented FVG, we did somewhat, I could say we invalidated it, but you know, the truth is that reclaiming it didn't really occur the way I would have wanted it to occur, to go short. We did close past under it again with these two bearish candles, rejecting from here. But the problem is that I'm not seeing any increasing bearish momentum, and I feel like it's not the right moment to be in a trade right now. So I'm going to consider this trade like, I don't know, minor loss or break even. I'm down $42 on that trade. So
Order filled.
over the line to other three then. But I need an extra screen kind of so I can read my chat comments and stuff. What's my bias? My seven, it's like pretty neutral. I think it's higher from higher. So. I think maybe it would be, if it took out this low, you pop back up higher, that could be decent long. But we'll see. It could be actually higher.
Yeah, just as I thought. I'm so glad I closed that trade. Really glad I did that.
Well, let's see what I like about rates, better price action. Inching up.
Really need to wait for price to decide, you know. So I'm glad I closed that short I was in. Like I said, minor loss, but that's okay. It's better minor loss than a full stop loss, you know. And I do understand that it, you know, it could have been in that situation in which I would have been, you know, closing the trade and then price would continue to push higher. It's better like that. I'd rather miss out on an opportunity than to be caught on the wrong side. And later I've been, you know, finding that out on my own skin. And yeah, a lot better. Okay, so we're opening Q4, 5-minute Q4 really soon here. No, actually, it just got opened with this new 1-minute candle. So Q4, 90-minute Q4, it's either going to be a reversal or a continuation. Considering we're at a high here, we could be seeing a reversal, meaning took out this high. We could be looking at a reversal, but I'm just going to have to wait for that to be confirmed with fair value gaps and minor breakup structures and all of that. Or it could just be a continuation upside, which means that we should be seeing a pullback either into this FVG or a break and then a pullback into whatever FVG we're going to be forming and then a continuation higher. Either way, you can see that price is not really rushing to break above this level, which at this point, it doesn't mean bearish. It just means that we just have to wait a little longer. And like I said, if I'm going to wait enough to miss out on the opportunity, then just be it. That's fine. I don't care. In 3.5 minutes, we're also going to be seeing the current 5-minute candle closing. If that could leave a busy behind over here, that would be really good because, you know, printing buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency close to a high could mean two things. Either you're going to have to, you know, get ready to buy high, or you're going to have to wait for that busy to be inverted, to be turned into a bearish unicorn, and then it is what it is. So one of these two. I'm also keeping an eye here on this level marked with blue. This breaker over here. Yeah, see, nothing's really happening. Nothing's really happening. And like I said, I would love to see it wait, you know, just meander around here for this 5-minute candle to close, to create a busy, and then the next minute just goes slightly down and then starts to shoot up.
filled.
Ooh, look at that go, you guys. Look at that. Yeah, didn't even give a chance. Straight up to that blue level now. Yeah, all we have to do is just, I don't know, wait a little longer, I guess. Okay, so I got my break out of that level with the BISI. Now have to see if the BISI will hold. Because if we're turning this whole thing into an inversion and everything, it's not gonna be good. We have that 5-minute BISI right now that price is coming into. And it's gonna be really interesting to see if it's gonna hold. But by the looks of it. Very, very tricky situation.
Order rejected.
Guys, I'm reluctant to go short because like the sole reason to be reluctant to go short is the fact that gold is pushing, like, think about it like this. Here's the tricky part that gold usually does, in which a lot of people don't really realize. Takes out a high, then starts to create bearish imbalances. People think, oh, it's going for the low, but then it doesn't. Then it creates a new high. Then it starts to create bearish imbalance. People think, oh, it's going for the low. It just sweeps minor sell side. And then people are still adding into their short positions, but then gold just creates a new high. Then after creating a new high, starts to create bearish imbalance. People think, oh, it's going for the low, but then it doesn't, and it breaks that low again, and then it just moves higher. Okay. And if you just focus only on 1 minute bearish imbalances and 1 minute minor breaks of structure or whatever, you're gonna get caught in this kind of shit many, many times before an actual move to the downside will actually occur. And I just don't want that to happen to me. Okay, so I had my 935 high being broken with a BISI. Now I'm just waiting for a pullback. If I'm gonna get any long entry, that's gonna be fine. And if not, it is what it is.
Order filled.
Still don't have any confirmation for shorts. You know, I would have really liked to see it move a little higher to Tariq Open because that's really high up here.
Order rejected. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
Okay, so the first presented FVG got reclaimed. Yeah, not actually clear. Yeah, it's probably going to take some sell side without me, but that's it's fine. I'm gonna sit this one out, you guys.
Where I have good days and bad days. Days and bad days. That's straight up scam, market just scammed me today. Scammed me. It's a big out, big out. With its 45. Probably tomorrow. No, we're just getting like this for I know. We all have to relate to this. Yeah, sometimes like. Yes, these isn't cheap, you know, I feel for those people that were maybe chasing it. Yeah.
So both pairs are at true day open. Honestly, I'd like to see one of them take out this swing low over here. One of them should take out that low. It might as well be gold. Because why not? Gold's the one that took out a lot of buy side around here, so it should have lots of, fuel to go lower.
There's definitely weeks where I feel as I didn't know the strategy part. Like I didn't come in today saying that yesterday we had a really big range day. So that's why I've been working less than usual. And also things going on. My first one makes things just a little bit more difficult. So next later strategy this morning. Yeah, but you have to take note of which environments your strategies work as well. And you feel better when you do. Dude, go for the other side. You're just like, what I'm going to do today. But it's not nice today, so whatever. Like, that's just gonna happen. You ever see those times when you get the high, your trace so much, so hard, but literally, with the speed trace so long, you can pull down there, you can come back slowly again. You're looking this again, your trace so hard, one can come back again. Like, it's just a harder environment, that's okay. Take note of that. Like, what does the daily look like? What does the weekly look like when it's like that? So for me, it's like, okay, we already have huge down day. My target from yesterday wasn't hit. So that's always harder day the next day. Like, think about it. There's like 5 days a week. 5 trading days a week. Do you expect the price to actually be like super clean every day? Probably not. There's like 2 or 3 days that are really good. If you already have those down week, then maybe you can chill a little. Monday was a good day. Yesterday was pretty good too. And I managed to get a short at the end of the stream yesterday. So I don't know why I went that method. Just perfectionism, you know? I think it's just perfectionism. Like you expect yourself to always be the best, always be right every time. It's not healthy. Came back down, swept a little, settled down, now back up again. And it's 11:02. I just feel it's going to be a painful trade after. It's certainly not how it goes. It could have another decrease in. Right here, this is 50-50 for me, right? I think for a lot of people, it's one thought process. Oh, we swept out a small short-term low, maybe.
Yeah, the strong gold. The strong gold strikes. I think I'm gonna call it a day, you guys, because it's just it's not really working out. Okay, I don't have the patience to wait for price to make huge pullbacks like this without me participating because there is just not my model to trade there. So I feel good in fast moving markets. This market is really not what I like to trade. I mean, honestly, if I'll just move to the 15 minutes chart and I'll just look at whatever happened here. Apart for price taking out the low of the London session and then starting to move up, creating this busy on the 7 a.m. candle and then tapping there and then going for the high of the Asia session, that was the best move that today could offer based on my model. And I just don't have the patience to wait for anything else, to be honest with you. So I'm just gonna call it a day and you guys take care. Just like, because I'm watching Tanya Trades right now on her live on YouTube. Just like she said, not every day you're gonna have a nice moving market. Not every day price action is going to be so clear that you're going to be able to take a trade that respects all your rules and just go straight to your take profit. Especially after crazy range days like we had yesterday. I mean, yesterday was big range day, okay? More than 2,000 points, more than 2,000 pips, $200 drop for gold. That is a lot. And it's probably normal, to, I don't know, just chill. So I'm gonna call it a day. Monday is gonna be bank holiday, President Day or something like this. So there's gonna be no trading on Monday. Either way, I normally don't live stream on Mondays, but I'll talk to you guys on Tuesday and just take care. Make sure that you don't over risk, don't over trade, don't throw yourself with your head into setups just because you feel like you should be taking a setup, just because the market is moving doesn't really mean that you should participate. Okay. Um, if I would have traded another trading model, other set of rules, maybe this model over here where we took out, let me show you, where we took out this high at 9:30 and then inversed the 1036 bullish FVG, created the CB at 1038, and starting to drop. Maybe that would have been a great setup if I would have traded a different model. However, this was a 90-minute sequential SMT, meaning that gold took out the high of Q3, silver did not take out the high of Q3. So if we're talking about 90-minute, if we're talking about 90-minute sequential SMTs, then I need for a 5-minute bearish fair value gap to confirm that. We do have that, don't get me wrong, we do have the 5-minute bearish fair value gap. Here it is. I just do not feel that I am patient enough today to wait for price another, I don't know how long it's going to take for price to go there. Maybe it's going to reject from there, maybe it won't. And it's already, yeah, 10 past 11. And most likely we're going to see decreasing volume. And probably it's going to be a better idea to wait for the PM session but I don't trade the PM session because it's very late here in Europe when PM sessions start. So that just wraps it up for me for today. And it just makes me conclude the fact that I will not be continuing to check the charts and anything else in between. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys on Tuesday. Take care, have a good weekend, and enjoy. Bye.